let's talk about Damar Hamlin. Where is Steve Almond? Where does he write from?
He is he's written a bunch of books. I don't know if he has like a newsletter. Is he regular
on?
No. This is why I was actually kind of surprised to see him on this type of show.
I wonder why they brought him on.
He wrote a book a few years ago called Against Football, like a fan's manifesto, basically kind of saying, the conflict between being a fan of football and knowing it's
dangerous for people. And
still doesn't seem like a Fox guest.
It does not seem like a Fox guest. And Laura Ingraham did, and he did not seem to be with the program, as it were. Because you don't expect a guest to bring this up. But here is Laura Ingraham trying to desperately find a topic to talk about that isn't about the what's going on with the Republican Party. She has writer Steve Almond on to talk about Damar Hamlin, who we should say, as of this morning,
there have been some encouraging signs that he has been more
recovering,
alert and recovering.
Yeah.
So good news, at least according to his family and according to the hospital.
And racism. How the heck does that work? I mean, you say you're a football fan. Do you see a lot of racism in the stands? I see a lot of happy people. A lot of happy people.
Yeah. I'm trying to emphasize that the NFL has the ability to make substantial changes to the game that would make it safer, but they're not going to do that until there's an economic incentive. You're obviously a brilliant, well-read person. You know that people, large corporations and powerful people only change their behavior when there's an economic incentive.
Do you think the players' union are filled with a bunch of idiots?
Union. I'm talking
but they have enormous amount of bargaining power, right? They are the cogs in the wheel that turns the money machine of the NFL, right? So they have enormous amount of influence. What happened during George Floyd? They had enormous amount of influence on corporate America, the actions of corporate America, the actions of the NFL. I mean, they changed the whole corporate approach to race and equity and all the things that happened 2.5 years ago. So you say the players don't have all that much influence. I would say the players have an enormous amount of influence, maybe not as much as they want, but there's huge economic upside for everyone here, correct?
Well, I know you're focused on the players. I'm focused on the fans. And what I essentially believe is not that any government ban is going to make football safer, and certainly not some mythic woke mob that you mentioned to try to scare your viewers. I think it's going to happen.
Scare the viewers. Football's not about politics. It's not about politics. You're making it about politics.
Your entire economic model.
What?
Your entire economic model is to scare your viewers. That's your whole gig.
I mean, Steve, you really want football to be banned. Yeah, you want football to be banned.
No, I don't. This is what you do.
Game. Oh, come on. You want football essentially changed into, I don't know what. Like, I don't know, you have a sensor in the helmet, I guess. Okay. Propose one.
Can we just stop there for a second? The owners, the capitalists of the NFL, lied to the players about what was happening to their brains.
Yeah.
Like, like, we're talking about it as if some woke mob is coming to, like, scare people unnecessarily. No, that information was concealed from people in a conspiracy to keep the game going.
Literally. That's not speculation. That's just history.
Football.
Yeah.
You say football. You want all the kids to be playing lacrosse.
I just want the players to know the risks. What's wild about this is, like, the MMA has taken off in this supposed period of wokeness, and, like, that's, first of all, there's a lot of things to complain about with regards to the way they treat their talent as well.
And it's one of the most chauvinist sports leagues in the entire world.
But, like, no, people aren't really complaining about, like, that exists and you're wanting to ban it. Maybe some people are, but most people just want the people who are putting their bodies at risk to know the risks that they're running.
And the funny part is that, she's like pretending like you're coming to ruin football for us, and she can't even come up with an analogy because she doesn't give a shit about sports.
She only cares about this in the context of, like, saying players are too woke and have too much power. Like, LeBron James is stupid. Like,
you're trying to turn football into that other game.
Yeah, the people that doing brain scans just want football to be banned. Let's go a little bit further because there's a more salient part of this, right?
You want football to be banned.
No, I don't. This is what you do.
Game. Oh, come on. You want football essentially changed into, I don't know what. Like, I don't know, you have a sensor in the helmet, I guess. Okay. Propose one.
Is that technology troubling to you?
No, not in the
slightest. If you're concerned about the players,
not in the slightest.
Why wouldn't you want them to play in a way that was safer? You're not concerned about the players.
I think there are ways to make baseball safer. I think there are probably ways to make lacrosse safer. I played 3 sports. I know a lot about safety in sports. I think everyone can celebrate that. But underneath it all, you seem to have a belief that football has a history based in racism and a celebration of the fans of violence. And what I'm saying to you is, I don't know what kind of fan base you're going to. They don't celebrate violence. They're there to enjoy the game and celebrate the talent.
Violence. I agree with you, Laura. I don't think the fans are celebrating the violence. I think they tolerate the violence, and they see when somebody like Damar Hamlin is almost killed in front of them, or I remember watching Darryl Stingley get paralyzed as an 11-year-old. And I didn't stop watching football, and lots of fans don't stop watching football because they enjoy it so much, because it's so thrilling. The reason that people change their behavior is because there's an economic incentive. A couple of years ago, when you taunted the survivor of Parkland mass shooting, you apologized only because advertisers withdrew from your show. And
nice try, buddy. I appreciate it. This is
nice try.
We're going to welcome all points of view on the show.
And by welcome all points of view, we mean we're going to cut you off your mic and have you
immediately get you off the show
when you say something that I don't like.
Nice try. Some guy got paralyzed. I taunted some victims of a mass shooting.
Whatever.
Nice try.
Nice try, buddy. Nice try. You gotta love that. I love the fact that they can't talk to normal people.
Right.
It's just a dude who's like writes about sports. Can't have a conversation with him on because she's so toxic. They have to have only right wingers on.
That's also a microcosm of how distant they are from like the people who they proclaim to speak for, because she definitely has no idea about a specific instance of a guy being paralyzed in football that he referenced. She probably doesn't like watch sports at all, but as part of the Fox News grift, they have to pretend as though they all have their fingers on the pulse of Americana. That's why Sean Hannity or always like does those shows from, I'm sorry, Tucker Carlson is the one who does those shows from the wood paneled like sauna room he has.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say to indicate that he's like a good old fashioned type of guy.
Yeah. Stingley was a Patriot. And he was hit by, I think it was a guy, Raiders cornerback. Maybe it was Jack Tatum, I think it was. But I remember that. I mean, I was a Patriots fan.
There's another piece of this that I don't know if they cut it out or.
Oh, no. It might have just been earlier. Yeah, I might have just been earlier in this was about a 10-minute interview.
Okay. This is just another piece where he mentions the things corporations do because of PR.
Things the NFL could do tomorrow, but they're not going to do it until there's an economic incentive. The reason they settled that lawsuit is because they had a PR problem. It's like at Fox News when you have hosts who are allegedly sexually harassing people. Fox News throws money
nice.
to make that PR problem go away. That's what happens with big corporations or powerful people.
Well, nobody's done more.
I mean, you know that, Laura, right? You know that.
Well, yeah, that's a cute little move. But I'm trying to get you to answer a question.
Things the NFL.
God, I love this dude. He's awesome. He's my new favorite. I don't know.
We should get him on the show.
Yeah, I don't know where he is, but we gotta find Steve Almond. He is amazing.
He very pleasantly says, "You know that, Laura." She goes, "Oh, that's cute. That's really cute." Like
this is like
there was a whole movie about it.
He's got a good. He's got a great demeanor too when he's delivering this. He just like walks it right in and laughs about it. And Laura, I know you're not part of this, Laura.
Yeah, I love the agreeable delivery. Like, we all agree that corporations do the things to make PR problems go.
That's awesome.
You and I both know how the world works, Laura.
You must have been aware too that O'Reilly was doing this to people, right? I mean, come on.